Good evening and welcome to the penultimate episode of Amber's Meal Train Meal Reviews. That was a hard thing for me to say. This is the second to last one. I do want to point out that although Amber has made incredible progress, she did receive word from the surgeon's office today that she may have to go in for an MRI to confirm whether or not she has any blood clots. So let's not count her out of the woods just yet. We may need to extend this meal train to a couple more cars. There's so much to go over tonight in today's offering from Joanne Tibaldi and Robin Gaines. And I want to go through each of these many details, which, as you can see, there are quite a few different offerings in plastic containers. And the plastic containers reminded me to make somewhat of a public service announcement to some of you. Some of you trusted us with what is probably second only to your children in terms of importance in your life, and that is your coveted food storage containers. I'm not talking about plastic ones. I'm talking about the porcelain containers. I'm talking about Pyrex, Snapware, the kind of containers that you just can't live without. And it actually reminded me of an episode for Curb Your Enthusiasm that I was going to suggest several years ago. And for those of you who have never seen Curb Your Enthusiasm, I really feel sorry for you for two reasons. First, you're missing out on one of life's great pleasures, and that is watching Larry David on Curb Your Enthusiasm. And second, this quick story is not going to mean too much to you, but the idea for the episode, at least one aspect of the episode, was that Larry was going to go to pour himself a bowl of cereal, and he couldn't find his most coveted bowl, his cereal bowl, his glass cereal bowl. And he looked all over for it. He interrogated his cleaning lady. He couldn't find it. And then this is back when Larry and Cheryl were still together. Cheryl came home and he said that they have to fire the cleaning lady. She's obviously stolen or broken his favorite bowl, and he can't trust her. And what is he going to do? How is he going to eat without his favorite bowl? And Cheryl responded by telling Larry that nothing happened to the bowl. Cheryl simply used it for her contribution to her friend's meal train for a friend who was going through chemotherapy. Now, obviously, chemotherapy is a lot more significant than an ACL surgery, but in true Larry David form, that really doesn't matter to him. He just wants to get his bowl back. And sure enough, the next day, the friend unfortunately passes away. And so Larry is now very concerned about the likelihood of getting his bowl back. And when he finds out that there is going to be a celebration of life ceremony at the friend's house thrown by her husband and children, he figures that's the perfect opportunity to get back his bowl. And he goes there and he's exploring and snooping around trying to find the bowl in the kitchen when he's caught and then shooed out of the kitchen. And then he sees the bowl being among the serving dishes for the Celebration of Life buffet. And he realizes he has to empty the bowl in order to get it back. And so he starts eating only from that bowl, and he doesn't like the food in that bowl, but he's trying to get other people to also eat from the bowl, and all geared towards getting all the food out of it so he can steal the bowl back and go home and enjoy his life again. And just when the final person takes the final morsel out of the bowl, he's about to snatch it, when his old cleaning lady, who he's fired, and is now working for the husband of the deceased woman, swings by to pick up the bowl and wash it for him. And she tells, Mr. Larry that she's going to wash the bowl for him. And she takes him to the kitchen to wash it for him. And as she's walking back to give him the bowl, he reaches for it and knocks it out of her hand and smashes it on the ground. It's a tragic tale. that was the idea for the episode, and the underlying theme of it was, I love food containers, and there's no one you can trust more with your beloved food containers than me. I promise you they're safe. They've been washed. They are organized with Post-its on each one. They will be returned to you shortly, so rest assured you will not have to sneak into our house to retrieve your food storage containers. They're here, they're safe, and they'll be returned to you shortly. So, without any further ado, let's dive into tonight's offering. Tonight's offering is kind of a vegan chili bar. There are multiple different containers to allow each member of the household to fashion their dish however they like. I went for pretty much everything. So I began with a bed of long grain white rice, which you can see here, and then I added some chili on top of it. This looks like a really rich chili. You can see in here there are kidney beans, pinto beans, red peppers, green peppers, onions, garlic, obviously tomatoes or tomato sauce or paste. It looks absolutely awesome. Everybody is so quickly adapted to the sudden onset of fall with these great dishes for these crisp fall evenings, and this vegan chili is no exception. So, looking great so far. In addition, I selected the sauteed extra firm tofu. So that's top down there. So we already had a decent amount of chili with two different types of beans. Decent amount of protein with two different types of beans. But now to add this extra firm tofu on top, now you're talking about a very high protein meal. And then you've got some good carbs beneath it with this long grain white rice. So already we're kind of hitting things out of the park with both presentation, because you can see this is a beautiful plate, and nutrition value. So there's more. There's homegrown lime. And you can see I have a quarter of it here that I've squeezed on top of the chili, along with cilantro, which I've used to top off the chili portion of my dish. There's also pico de gallo, which you can see here. A salad, but not just any old normal salad. This has got a ton of veggies also. Cauliflower, broccoli, cucumber, yellow peppers, red peppers, carrots, and of course the lettuce. So that is awesome also. So this is really a full plate. And then in addition, there's not just one, but two vegan desserts. We have this vegan ginger snap cookie and this superfood ball that consists of flaxseed, chia, hemp, honey, peanut/almond butter, I'm assuming that means both, vanilla, and lily chips. So I'm really looking forward to that. Plus, there are two non-vegan desserts that my lovely assistant Asha will be sampling for us shortly. Let's get right to it, because I'm dying to dig into this beautiful bed of chili. Oh my gosh. So many flavors, such great taste. Great texture. I love this. I love it. It's very tangy, yet it has a hint of spice in there also. It's really good. Wow. It's a very robust chili. I'm looking forward to eating a huge bowl of it. Let me mix in the pico de gallo to add just a few more flavors. Absolutely delicious. I could eat 2 plates, no problem. The remarkable thing is, even though it's a very hearty chili, it has a very light taste to it. So perfect combination of being a full meal, yet not one you're going to get overly stuffed eating. Salad. Super crisp lettuce, which I love. Fresh, crisp cucumbers. All the veggies are very fresh. Probably a little too far away from the camera, but I probably had 8 or 9 chews of a salad. It's still crunching. That's how fresh all these ingredients are in it. So totally thrilled with every aspect of this meal. Of course, we have to try the dessert. Superfood ball first. Wow. That's really, really tasty. This is, I mean, it is heavy. It's heavy and it is dense, but the texture when you're chewing it doesn't come off as dense. And for some wild coincidence, I didn't get any chia seeds stuck in my teeth with that first bite. So that is really an awesome, awesome treat. Ginger snap cookie. This is also very tasty. Very light, subtle ginger taste. There's no mistaking it, but it's very subtle. A delicious, delicious dessert. So, what more can I say? We have a beautiful, dare I say, stunning presentation. Top of the food chain, nutritional value, and just one amazing taste and flavor after another. So I am really even more miserable than I was before about the fact that this meal train is about to come to an end, because this is just reminding me as to how lucky we've been for the past week. And now let's turn to Asha to taste. Well, before Asha tastes it, let's examine this decadent, looks like a chocolate chip cookie, right? Mm-hmm. And cornbread. So go ahead, Asha. She's gonna try the chocolate chip cookie first. Now notice that she picked it up and took a bite out of it. That is Asha's way of declaring the entire cookie is hers. She's not sharing this with anybody. This was not just a sampling that she cut out or even broke out. She made sure to cover the entire cookie with her hands and take a bite out of it. It's her cookie. And are you happy that you have the whole cookie to yourself?
Yeah, I think it's the best chocolate chip cookie I've ever had.
Wow.
It's crispy on the sides, which I really like, and then the middle is really soft, and as well as inside, and then there's a lot of chocolate in it, which I like.
Excellent. All right. Is your palate clean enough to try the cornbread?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the cornbread. It's really moist, but also there's a tiny bit of crumble, which is good, and I think it'll go well with the chili, and the flavor is really good as well.
Excellent. All right. So, beyond the fact that she might have a blood clot and we might need these meals to continue for the indefinite future, everything else with Amber is going great. So thank you so much. Joanne, Robin, this is a true feast, and on behalf of our entire family, I want to thank you and thank all the rest of you wonderful women who have made this past, 10 days of Amber's Meal Train so wonderful for us. I'm really dreading the end of it tomorrow night, although I'm really looking forward to the meal itself. So thank you, and we'll see you tomorrow.